All right. Hi, everyone. So today we're going to talk a little bit about Bitfinex Pay. Just to do a little bit of a summary of the topics today, we're going to talk about financial freedom and what are the challenges to achieve it. Then we're going to do a little bit of a deep dive into the product of Bitfinex Pay and its features. And then to end it, we're going to review a use case specific that we did in Lugano called Lugano's Plan B. Give you more information about that later. So before getting into it, just wanted to give a little bit of an introduction for myself. So I'm Luis Pinedo. I'm from Madrid, Spain. I've been working at Bitfinex for around, and Tether for around 1 year. And I'm working in product at Bitfinex Pay. I have around 10 years of experience in product management and project management, more or less. 4 of those specifically in financial and crypto. And just on a personal note, I am a pizza lover and aficionado. So, yeah. All right. So, Bitfinex has been inspired by Bitcoin to create a set of alternative tools like Bitfinex Pay, designed to increase personal and financial freedom and empowering people to be in total control of their finances, right? And the key term here is financial freedom, right? So we've been talking a lot about financial freedom these 2 days in the conference. But if we think about it from a high-level perspective, how do we really achieve financial freedom, right? What's the path to get there? Where we believe it's through adoption, right? And the only way to achieve financial freedom in a global way is to reach a critical mass of users that will be using the blockchain, and which in turn will create a network effect enough so anyone, no matter where they are and no matter who they are, can actually be included into the financial world, right? So the first ingredient is education. And we believe that education is basically the key to create the necessary momentum to create a positive change in society in the long run. And then the second ingredient is inclusion, right? So there's a lot of people that don't have the same opportunities as we have in the world, right, in the financial world. They are completely out of the system. And that's not because of their choice. So Bitcoin as a peer-to-peer network is actually the right tool for those people to actually be included because, you know, with Bitcoin, no one can ban you from using it. No one can take those funds from you. And basically is the right way to get, into the financial freedom. So this is the typical adoption curve for any product or technology. And if we think specifically from a product perspective about Bitcoin as a payment service, right, or as a payment method, where do you guys think we are right now? Well, we believe we're still not even there, to be honest. We are still a few crazy people who are talking about Bitcoin, but the rest of the world is actually pretty, they're not really into the same level that we are, right? So the question then becomes, how do we push for that adoption, right? How do we accelerate that adoption as fast as possible from a product perspective, right? So I believe there's three ingredients for this. The first one is user experience, right? So crypto in general is a complicated concept. Merchants and people who use it, aficionados, not people like us, are afraid of it, actually, especially after all of the events that happen almost daily. I mean, even myself, I am afraid of it, of the crypto world sometimes. But especially, they don't really understand crypto, and they don't want to understand it, right? So if we think about, these merchants, they're using Visa, MasterCard, they're using fiat, they don't know how those things work, but it just works for them, right? It's what they need for their businesses to succeed. So we need to focus on massively improving the user experience of all of the products that we're creating around crypto to make it easy, so every action and every interaction that the merchants and the users, the end users are making is easy to follow and easy to understand. The second point is regulation, and this is kind of a, no one really likes regulation, but if we really want to get there to the late majority, we need to work together to have a global regulation so everyone in the world has a framework and has the same set of rules, so all of the users are protected, Humans are not perfect, so that's why we need regulation. And then the third point is basically providing actual value, right? So even if we have regulation, even if the user experience is good, merchants are not going to jump into the Bitcoin train just because it's cool, right? And if they do, they will basically leave pretty quickly. So we need to work on basically providing additional layers of value to these merchants, and we need to work also on communicating this value in the right way so merchants are actually, they understand this value and they want to become part of the network. All right, so after that rant, let's get into the product overview for Bitfinex Pay. So we're going to talk a little bit about the end-to-end experience, and this specifically is the end-user flow, right? The payment flow for Bitfinex Pay. So this is what the merchant's customer will see when they want to complete a payment with crypto payments. So as you can see, the user can select which crypto token or crypto they want to use to complete the payment, and that's actually that list of tokens that the user can use to make the payment is actually decided by the merchant. The merchant decides which tokens they want to receive. And then, as you can see, there's 3 payment methods. The first one is called Pay with Bitfinex. So that's for users that are Bitfinex users as well. And then it's when they complete a payment this way, it will be actually an off-chain transaction, which will have no fees at all, and it will be instant, right? But at Bitfinex, we understand that the world is bigger than us. So we provide other options, for any user to complete payments from any other wallet or even exchange. So we have integrations with a few wallets, specifically MetaMask, Ledger, and some others. We're working on adding support for Lightning wallets as well. And then we have manual payments, what we call manual payments, which is the good old QR code that we all love, right? So this is the end user experience, and then we're going to get into the merchant experience, right? So we have what we call, the merchant dashboard, right? This dashboard has a set of different tools and features that allows merchants to manage their crypto gateway. Of course, we provide some quick stats on what they're doing, based on a period of time. They can see the volume that they're making, etc. Then we show the merchants the wallets that are compatible with Bitfinex Pay. And of course, those wallets, they will be able to see their balances in both crypto and their preferred fiat. And then we have auto-convert. So this is one of the features that most merchants are asking for when we talk to them, right? So at the end of the day, a merchant's business is to sell stuff. It's not to invest in Bitcoin, right? So again, if we want to get to that critical mass of merchants and users using Bitcoin and other crypto tokens to get into this game, we need to allow these people who don't, are scared of crypto. We need to protect them from volatility. So auto-convert, what it does basically is allows merchants to set one token to be auto-converted automatically to another token, right? So in this case, we have Bitcoin, and the merchant can select to auto-convert everything that comes in Bitcoin into USDT or any other other stablecoins that we support. This means that basically merchants can avoid 100% volatility, and they're protected from, you know, what happens sometimes. And then we're working on adding a second version of AutoConvert, which basically will add these sliders that we have here. And it will allow merchants to say, listen, I want to start trying the crypto world little by little, so I'd like to auto-convert 90% of all of my payments into Bitcoin, but I want to keep 10% in Bitcoin, because I want to try it out, right? And then as they get more and more comfortable, they can increase this amount to 30, 50%, etc. So at the end of the day, it's adding features that makes merchants, you know, they protects merchants and make them, you know, try the crypto world little by little as they get more comfortable. Then we have the invoices tab. Here, merchants will be able to see all of the invoices or payment processes that have been opened. If you click on any of these, you will have a lot of relevant information about each of these specific invoices. For example, the transaction hash. If you click there, you will go to the appropriate block explorer to see more information about it. And again, this is a little bit of spoon-feeding merchants into explaining them how things work in crypto without being too, you know, too much for them. Then we have the invoice generator. So even though you can connect your store to Bitfinex Pay to automatically generate invoices or payment processes when your customers, you know, click on the shopping bag on your store, on their store or whatever, we understand that some merchants have the need to create specific invoices, custom invoices for their customers. So this feature is for that specifically. And then finally we have payments, which is basically a list of deposits, and again all of the relevant information for those deposits. So this is the most important features that we have right now on the dashboard, but we are committed to keep working and keep developing and adding new features to the dashboard. And those features are, so a little bit of a, you know, little idea of what we're going to work and add next is fast refunds, so merchants can actually make a refund from the merchant dashboard, so to send back the funds to the user in an easy way. Then we have white label, which will allow merchants to customize the end user payment flow. They will be able to change replace the Bitfinex Pay logo with their own logo if they want. They can change the colors of the invoice to match their branding, etc. And then we will be adding, in a couple of months, maybe 3 or 4, POS, which is physical payments, point of sale, from any device. So merchants will be able to connect any device, mobile, tablet, or laptops, to the merchant dashboard, so they can use it as a POS device to accept payments in a physical store, right? So just to wrap it up on Bitfinex Pay and the product overview, I'm gonna just give you guys a hint of all of the product family that we have in Bitfinex Pay. So we talked about Bitfinex Pay Online. That's all of what you saw, right, on the merchant dashboard, etc. Then we have Bitfinex Pay Enterprise, which is aimed to big corporations that have many stores or many websites where they're selling stuff, and also is aimed to payment service providers who have merchants below them to manage their, all of those merchants in an easy way. And then we also have Bitfinex Pay Point of Sale, which of course we just mentioned, but we've been also doing some initiatives with Point of Sale, which is basically what we're gonna review right now. So we're gonna see a case study of a use case that we did in Lugano, specifically with point of sale devices in physical stores. So Lugano is a city, a small city in Switzerland. It's actually pretty close to the border with Italy. And on March 2022, so at the beginning of this year, Tether and the city of Lugano signed an agreement to basically create a joint initiative to accelerate the use of crypto, the use of Bitcoin and blockchain to transform the city and create, a digital financial infrastructure, right? And the plan is to scale blockchain and Bitcoin throughout the city to positively impact, all of the citizens. And it goes from trying to onboard all of the merchants of the city to actually allowing their citizens to pay their taxes, annual taxes, and fines with crypto as well. So a little bit of a taste of how this looks like. So we have partnered with Go Crypto, which is one of the leading companies in crypto payments in Europe, which they have this pretty cool device, which basically they have it integrated with us, and they're using Bitfinex Pay to process crypto payments. But this device does much more than that. We will soon support credit card payments as well. So in the near future, these merchants will be able to replace their own POS from their bank with this device if they want. And this device is also NFC enabled. So it will be able to also accept payments, lightning payments through cards, NFT cards, etc. And we are currently accepting Bitcoin Lightning and Tether USDT token. So just to give you a little bit of a rundown on the numbers that we have so far in Lugano. So we actually started onboarding merchants around in October. So in a little bit less, more than a month, we already have 88 merchants onboarded. And with all of those merchants collectively, in that short amount of time, have processed more than 24,000 equivalent in US dollars. These are crypto transactions, of course. And the plan in the next 6 to 12 months is to actually get to 1,000 merchants, which probably is around 70 or 80% of the merchants of the whole city, right? So in Lugano, the same as in El Salvador, you can actually you can use Bitcoin Lightning and additionally USDT here to pay for whatever you want, right? So you can pay for beer, you can pay for pizza, you can pay for burgers, you can go to the dentist, you can go to the barber shop, you can do whatever you want. You can actually live off crypto in Lugano, same as in El Salvador. And as you can see in these images in the background, merchants are pretty happy to join the initiative. And this is very interesting because this ties a little bit with the beginning of the presentation on what we were talking about creating value. So at the beginning, we thought that we would have to chase all of these merchants, and try to onboard them, and basically have a lot of work on the sales and the field. But we are finding out that these merchants are actually coming to us and asking to be onboarded. And that's because they are seeing the value that this brings to their community, right? If you go to Lugano, it's actually pretty hard to miss the branding that we have everywhere. All of the merchants have these stickers that say, here you can pay with Bitcoin and Tether. So just to end this, I'd like to show you guys a video about McDonald's, which is actually one of the first merchants that started accepting crypto. So let's take a look. Okay, 1 second. I think it seems like there's no sound. Can we take a look at the sound? Yeah, so that's pretty cool. You can buy burgers in Lugano. So this is basically the use case that we have in Lugano, and our idea is to replicate this in various places in the world, same that you guys are doing here in San Salvador, and El Salvador in general. And we want to create all of these hubs of crypto payments all around the world, so we can accelerate that crypto adoption in a global way. And right now, because of this initiative, Lugano is actually from my perspective, it's basically the capital of crypto payments in Europe, which is pretty big. So just as a recap, we have talked about financial freedom, and how inclusion, education, and user experience are the keys to accelerate that adoption. We have seen a little bit of the features that we have at Bitfinex Pay, and we've seen how we are building layers of value to attract merchants and get them into the Bitcoin world. And then we've seen the use case of Lugano, and we've seen how we've made it one of the most successful initiatives for Bitcoin adoption in the world. So yeah, and this is just the beginning, The future of crypto payments is here. Thank you, everyone. So I'll take some questions because I think I finished a little bit earlier. So if you have any questions, please go ahead. So right now, it depends. We have several different product family. We are due to do a relaunch of the whole product in some months. Right now, for the online merchants, we are not taking any fees. But in the future, we will start taking 1% fees for any merchant that goes over a certain value of monthly volume. And that will be around probably $5,000 a month, something like that.
Do you have any competition or competitor in Lugano, or it is just Bitfinex Pay for now?
I don't think we have any competition in Lugano. We're working with the city of Lugano, with the government. They're, as open as El Salvador. That makes it a little bit easier to get into the market. So yeah, for POS right now we don't have any.
It's going to be needed to breach that stage where we are at innovators now and advance further on that scale. So what is it going to take, and how long is it going to take?
Well, that's a very good question. As I said in the presentation, I think these three things that are the most important things is user experience, regulation, and what was the other one? I actually forgot about it. Just give me a second.
Value?
Yeah, and providing value, exactly. And regarding time, I think it's going to take quite a while of time. So we're just starting. So El Salvador is the first country that has accepted Bitcoin as a legal tender, and it's going to take quite a while for other countries to come. So now we just started. We need to show other countries and other jurisdictions that this is a success, and when they start seeing that, they will start to jump in and accept Bitcoin as well as a legal tender. That's going to take years for sure. So, all right. Thank you, everyone.